Did you know that there are now two meanings to the word autobiography? The first is the traditional, meaning a book written by the author about their life's achievements. Let me introduce you to the second, the stunning Range Rover autobiography. Now this model with all the extras sells for around £90,000. If you consider the design, it stays true to the original, launched way back in 1970. And it makes light work of the terrain like that. I can tell you, because I've just done it. But for the boy racers among you, you may be interested to know about the 20-inch alloy wheels and the fact that it will reach 60 miles per hour from standstill in just 7.5 seconds. However, it will also return between 24 and 32 miles to the gallon, and during the time I've had it, I've covered over 500 miles from the 4.4-litre TDV8 engine. Quite an achievement for a beast like this. The wing mirrors close when you lock it, of course, which is quite helpful when parking on a main road. And on entering, you are greeted by a stunning interior. Everything's electrically operated, you've got heated and cooled seats, making it suitable for any environment. You even get a sunroof. And when you sit in, you're greeted by a landscape on the dashboard. When you push the ignition, that is replaced by your digital rev counter and speedometer. The sunroof is both electrically tilting and sliding. And over a long journey it's very comfy. You've got armrests. Room for the mobile phone. Smokers among you will like their cigarette lighters. The CD housing is cleverly concealed, and that's your glove box. The two-tone leather really does add to the overall feel of this vehicle. Very luxurious indeed. So many controls for your heating, and you name it, you've got it. The traditional clock is a pleasure to see, but you do also have the digital one here. Now, we need to consider the cruise control. It's got a very intelligent system that keeps the Range Rover at a safe distance behind the car in front. It automatically accelerates and brakes for you. However, it can be frustrating because, for instance, yesterday when I was driving and the car in front decided to turn left, the Range Rover decided to brake for no reason at all. So for those who are perhaps short-fused, which I can be guilty of on occasions, it can be a little frustrating, but all in all, it's a useful system. You can also drive this vehicle as a manual, and what I like is when you turn the engine on, look at that, your gearbox dial automatically rises there, and you can simply choose your mode. You've got your handbrake there. There you go, it's all very simple. The other day I was driving and I needed to perform a rather tight U-turn, and I simply just turned that, selected reverse and drive. Very, very easy. A pleasure to drive. And when you think it's such a large vehicle, it is incredibly easy to drive. I like the positioning of the switches here. It's quite unique to Range Rover. Normally, they're a bit fiddly, they're out the way on other vehicles. And look at the decent wood veneer you get as well. The designers have certainly thought long and hard about the interior here. Now, of course, Range Rovers these days are for multi-millionaires, and you could well have your chauffeur in the front, passengers in the rear, so they get the television screens and the headrests. Keep them occupied on a long journey or to keep up to date with the news. They also get vanity mirrors, so that they look good for their meetings. controls for heating and cooling. And if they smoke, well, they've got the cigarette lighter there. The split fold boot is a very useful feature. You can open the top half if you've got a light load, push that cover back. That is particularly useful in itself, good security feature. And then of course if you've got a heavier load, you just push that, down you go. A massive capacious boot there. A fantastic example of British manufacturing, the formidable Range Rover.